Ricky.
Ricky, I'm Chris. We're talking about this track that Ricky just got. We're talking about being good or not being good. So, Ricky, I'm going to ask a couple of questions off the back here, man. The Ten Commandments, one of them says, is God first in your life. Do you think that God is first in your life?
Okay, I think so,
Yes, okay.
because he basically helps me with a lot of other things that my family, my friends can help me with.
Okay.
That's which mentally and spiritually.
Okay, so he helps you a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good deal. Have you ever made a God to suit yourself? That's like idolatry. It's like some people tell me that, like for instance, a friend of mine was at an abortion clinic the other day, and the lady was walking in and she said, God told me to go kill my baby. That's something the Bible strictly forbids is murder, But some people make a God that they're okay with. It's not the God of the Bible. Do you think you've ever made an idol of God or tried to make his ways conform to your ways? So to speak?
Yeah, before I was really the person I am now, I actually went against all religious beliefs or all religious act. It was basically like, well, I don't believe in those. I believe in another God that doesn't have his own type of, laws and stuff like that.
Sure. Okay. A lot of people do. A lot of people think that God is like a grandfather, that's okay with you doing something wrong once in a while, but he's not a God of justice.
Yeah.
That he won't punish people that lie or steal or murder or something like that. So, thanks. Let's see. Have you ever used God's name in vain as a curse word or swear word? It's like God, D-A-N-N,
Yeah,
or something.
I use that a lot of times because, I'm a heavy Christian. I'm not gonna lie, but I know how to control myself when I'm around, proper people. Know how to act in public.
Okay. So when you're not around proper people, what happens?
Yeah, I'll probably curse a lot. I try to not use God's name in vain a lot of times, but sometimes it slips.
Sure.
So I gotta still work on that part.
How do you think God feels about when you use his name? What do you think? What do you think his reaction, or what do you think the Bible says about people who use his name?
I forgot that verse. I'll read the Bible every once in a while, but I feel kind of sorry for using his name in vain. But on anything else, I know he probably is like, he'll forgive me, but wait till judgment day.
Okay, sure. Let me give you a scenario. Who's your favorite person in the world?
My favorite person in the world? Myself.
Okay, outside yourself, like mother, brother, sister.
My brother.
Your brother, you love your brother.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
His name is Tahim.
Sahim?
Tahim.
Okay. If every time I got mad, instead of saying curse word, I said, Tahim. How long would you put up with that for?
I wouldn't put up with it. But,
why is that?
Because, it's my brother's name. I know how it feels towards God and me, too. I know he gets sick and tired of me. So I probably get sick and tired of me.
Right. It's kind of, I always think about it like, man, you love your brother, I love my brother. If somebody used my brother's name as a curse word, man, I would be furious, And the way that I like to frame it is like, your brother's probably a real decent guy. I don't know him. He's probably a nice guy. You love him, stuff like that. But God is beyond decent. He's perfect, So whenever we use his name as a curse word, it's almost like we're attributing something to him that he doesn't. So, you know what I mean? And so we're basically almost like attacking his character. He uses his name in vain, round. It's almost like an attack against his very nature. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. Okay, we've got a few more of those Ten Commandments to look at. Did you always honor your parents? Did you do exactly what they told you all the time?
Not all the time. Because I used to do a lot of stuff for them, but now I'm stuck down here.
The fucking police heard the shots.
So now I'm talking about gas money.
That trial was all fucked up.
Your child is stuck down here. So
It was three of them.
you really have your child sit out.
The shooter got 18.
Conspiracy shit.
The shooter got 18 months.
Bad man might rob me. I don't know when, but I really don't honor my parents. I see my father's a liar. I love him, but I will never like him.
Okay, sure. But if you think even like your dad's probably done some bad stuff, it sounds like. Did you always try to honor him, Dad?
Yeah, I always tried to when I was younger, but then now growing up 18 and finding out what the person is.
Yeah. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay. Here's one that gets most men. The seventh commandment says that we shouldn't commit adultery. Okay. In the New Testament, in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, if you've looked at lust with someone, you've committed adultery with that person in your heart. It shows intent in your heart. You know, that like, for instance, if I say that I'm going to murder the president, I never carry it out, they'll come arrest me and throw me in jail for the next 20 years, even though I never do it because of intent. Have you ever looked at a woman lustfully that's not your wife? Had sex outside of marriage, fornicated, looked at pornography, whatever?
A lot of times, I can say I look at females, like if I look at a female, like say this female walking down the street, I'd be like, God, the things I do there. That's only like, not even much of the time.
Okay, but you have done it though, right? Think about it like this. If I said to you, you know, man, I used to murder people once in a while, but I've really kind of cleaned up on that. It still made me a murderer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've done it. I've committed a crime. You know? You know, but we're still guilty. It makes us. I mean, most men honestly say that they look at lust in a woman. You know, so committed adultery with them in the heart. God will look at, He'll bring up every action, every word, every thought. You know, so we have to be careful. Me and you both. We both share that in common. Rich man, poor man, black, white. We all share a fact that we all stand for, right? Judgment. You know, it's kind of scary if you think about it. Okay, how many? We were talking about this earlier before the interview. How many lies do you think you told in your life?
I can say a lot.
Okay.
It was actually sometimes saving a lot of people from being the person that they are now.
Okay.
Like I helped a lot of people and saved like 2 people in my life. One of them I like, but you know, the other one I'm actually with her right now.
Okay.
So you know,
How about those times those bald flakes just straight out? You know, hey mom, I'll be in at midnight. You don't show up until 2 o'clock. Those just straight out lies without trying to save face.
I never tell my mom that type of lie. I tell her I'm late.
Have you ever lied to anybody that wasn't trying to help them? I know I have. I've lied.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm sure. My teacher asked me if I'd done my homework. I'm like, yeah, it's a dog ate it, something like that.
Or you're just sitting there doing it right now.
Yeah. That seems like a pretty fresh memory in your mind there. Okay. Okay. How about stolen anything, regardless of its value? Have you ever stolen anything before?
Yeah, but they were to my value of stuff I needed. Because I was like so much into wanting stuff I wanted when I was younger.
Okay.
So I was like, I need this and that. If I can't get it, I'm gonna take it.
Okay, sure. I think that's that would. If the police caught you for doing that, what would they call you?
I'd be like, damn, well, caught now.
Sure. It'd be thieves. You know, they'd arrest you for being thieves or stealers or whatever. You know. Okay, man. So quick summation of what we went over. We didn't cover all the commandments, all right? But you told me that you're a blasphemer. You use God's name, you dishonor your parents, you pass your word in idolatry, a liar, an adulterer. So let's say that you fell over dead today. Let's say for some freakish reason you had a stroke or an aneurysm, your heart gave out, you got ran up by a car or whatever. I don't want that to happen to you, but just for...
I actually got hit by a car today.
Me too, man. I got a nice little scar back here on the back of my head. Okay, there we go. Brothers in blood. I didn't even feel it.
I didn't either.
I stepped out in front of it, man, and it knocked me clean out. I mean, it knocked me clean out. When I woke up, they were revived me in the ambulance.
She actually tried to beat the light. I woke up in the hospital. I don't really remember.
What if that happened today? You know, and you fell over dead and God judged you by all those reasons. Is he going to find you guilty or innocent? No lying, no stealing, no adultery. He find you guilty or innocent right now?
I think he can find me guilty.
Sure, me too. We broke it. I mean, most of us don't want to admit it. We broke the law probably all the time. So
I can't. Because God watches everybody. Even though a lot of people's like, oh, he's not a surveillance camera. He watches everybody.
he knows. In the Bible it says he knows the number of years on the wall. That's incredible knowledge. You know what I mean? Nothing. I think there's another verse that says there's nothing hidden from the eyes of the Lord. So if you're guilty, okay, and God is just, okay, not merciful, but just, do you think He'll send you to heaven or hell for breaking His laws?
I think I'll be raptured.
Okay.
I think I'll come back to earth without a Bible and have to work with the knowledge I have. So, just to find a way just for me to get to heaven.
Right. Think about this. If you stood before me in a courtroom and the judge says, hey, Ricky, we looked at your entire life, you've broken the law. If you break the law here, did they send you to prison or jail or something?
Prison,
sure.
jail.
Now think about this. God is even more just just than an earthly judge. He's not corrupt like the judges we have here. Because, I know a friend of mine paid a lot of money to get out of prison. He's dead right guilty. God doesn't take criminals. If you're in front of God and He finds you guilty, what's the sentence? You think you continue to hell based on your own?
Yeah.
It's good. It's something that most of us don't want to think about. Really, it's kind of like the big elephant in the room that most of us don't even consider. It's just like, I don't want to think about dying. I'm a healthy guy. I might cheat on a few tests. But in the Bible, it tells us that over and over. Like, there's a Bible verse that says in Revelation 21:8, it says, all liars will have a place in the fire. I looked at that verse in my own. Not a lot. I've told a lot of lies. I've told a lot of bad lies and little lies or whatever. When I looked at the verse, I said, man, I'm guilty. I hate to lies. If I follow that train, all liars will be in the fire. It scared me to death. I started thinking about some man. Why don't go there? Ain't doing the right money. It'd be like going to the McDonald's over here, putting your hand in the deep fryer. Same person with you. So if He's going to send you there because you're guilty,
I don't know. I heard going to hell. I heard basically you go there, that's no longer your God. The devil's actually your God. So that's the person you praise while you get tortured for eternity.
I don't want to see you there, man. If that's true or not, I don't want to see you go there.
I don't want to go there either.
That's true. Let me read the last one, because you've heard a lot of bad news. We've talked a lot about sin.
Yeah.
And sin is a bad thing, and we'll be in a lot of trouble for it. It says, right here, it says, if you're honest, you'll wind up guilty on the day of judgment. It's true, both have been guilty on judgment. God doesn't want to send you to hell. Okay, that's the nice thing about God. God's just, but He can also be merciful at the same time. I like mercy. It says that Jesus suffered and died on the cross so that you can go free. That's how much God loves you. He didn't just say, I love you. He actually demonstrated His love by dying on the cross. If I took a bullet for you, man, you love me.
Yeah.
Risk it. It's great. Jump in front of rage. The same respect, you and I deserve hell. The only way that God can excuse our sin and clean it from our claims is what Christ did. So you don't have to, man, where do I go? I might go. What He says is that if you repent, faith in Him, will save you. He'll take your sin away from us. And then He gives us His righteousness. He makes us as perfect as Christ's position. Remember we were talking about a courtroom before? Standing in the courtroom. It's almost like somebody walks in and pays the fine and says, Ricky's free to go. I paid his fine. The judge accepts it. But it's something you have to accept. Hey, sweetheart, you have the $5 bill? $5 bill?
Yeah.
Have it, please. You said you need some money. That's a gift from me. Now, hold on. This is a little like object lesson here for you. I'm not playing it. Okay. Most preachers want to take your money. I'm Okay, this is yours. Okay, how come it does not belong to you right now?
A lot of things I said.
Right. You need time to make it yours, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's yours. Well, gimmicks, no strings, or anything like that. That's a gift for me to get. Did you do anything to earn that?
Look at that.
Oh, really? Right. I'm open to your talk to you. Same way with grace. Okay? You and I really cannot get home like you can get home. We cannot get out of hell. What God does is He gives us His grace for free. We don't do anything wrong. Just like He didn't do anything wrong. We have to accept it. We have to turn from our sins. We have to repent, put our faith and trust in Jesus Christ. You have to reach out for Jesus like you did that $5 bill. Does that make sense? And that's the gift. There's nothing you do, but He gives. He costs you your life. And Jesus is guaranteed that you'll be a righteous man on this side. So that when you die, you don't have to worry about it. You know what you're going to do. Does that make sense to you? So, what do you think we need to do?
Really change a lot of things. Like, I look towards myself changing a lot, but temptation can turn you and make you just keep on that path.
Oh, sure, absolutely. We'll go right back to it. The Bible talks about a sinner who loves sin is equal to the dog that likes to go back and eat its own vomit. That's pretty gross. But I was a little kid, I saw that. You know what I'm saying? in season, and it does. The Bible says that sin is fun for a season. It's a good thing for a season. The end is what has to take you. You're on a railroad track that's sin. Okay, you need to get derailed and put on another track. And the only way that you can change your heart, your desires about sin is through Jesus. Jesus comes in and he says he gives you a new heart. So that now, like for instance, that's one of the things I struggle with being a drunkard and looking at women and stuff like that. And now, because Christ comes in my life, I can say, I can cut the TV off, something I should watch. And my friends call me and say, hey, you want to go get drunk tonight? I said, no, that doesn't honor God.
186 went back.
He hit me with this, but it's called being fully, because otherwise you just go
I just have one of those.
you say, okay, I'll stop this for a while. And then all just builds up on judgment day and trouble. Does that make sense? Being born again, the Bible says you must be born again. So, man, Ricky, thanks for talking to me, man. I know I did a lot of talk. I appreciate you
It's
listening.
actually some good knowledge, man. I was really in a bad place.
Well, that's a nice little gift there for you, man. It sounded like you needed it. We had it, so it all worked out. You got a Bible?
Yeah, actually at the house. I have two. I have a teens Bible just in case I don't understand a lot, and I have an actual Bible.
Okay. Well, my did you get the track? On that website right there, it's got my contact. And you call me anytime you want. I mean, I'll listen to you, man. If you got problems or whatever, my email's on there. Contact me. We do a Bible study down here. You're always welcome to join us.
What day is?
Tuesday